Hello and welcome back to the Awesome Baduk Masterclass. Um, so today we have the what I think is the 25th Nongshim Cup. Um, this is a really interesting tournament if you know about the Nongshim Cup. It's a really cool way to have a sort of China versus Japan versus Korea match, where each team sends 5 players, and if you win, you stay, and you alternate fighting people from the other 2 teams until there's only one team remaining, which is a really cool idea for a 3-way team tournament. I think it's really cool. Uh, Shin Jin-so, of course, one of the biggest names of the current era of Go. And not only is the he is the most undefeated in this event. He's like 16 and 0. So whenever it becomes Shin Jin-so's turn, the it's over. He has not lost in 16 games, right? And each team only has 5 players. And in fact, this event, which took place last year, Shin Jin-so soloed the entire Chinese team, which is insane. The Chinese team is like full of Chinese all stars, right? Here he plays Zhao Chunyu, and there's also, of course, Ke Jie and Xie Erhao and Ding Hao and Gu Zhihao. Um, they're all like top Chinese pros, and he just solos all of them, which is absolutely incredible, right? Um, and I think that when you're studying pro games, I think that they're making a lot of the Awesome Paduk team is making a lot of good choices here because I think that the first game that they showed us that I went over previously is a good way of getting your feet wet into this idea of memorizing and playing back games because it's very easy to follow. I think that even for an amateur Don player like me, it actually builds a lot of confidence. We played this game and I understood a lot of what was going on, and I had a lot of questions, and my intuition in a lot of cases was correct, and that all goes out the window in this game. It's actually a crazy game. I think there's a lot of things that happen that when you study a pro game. I did this before AI was a thing. When you used to study a pro game, you would study it, and then it would just be nonsense to you. You would not understand what was going on. They were clearly seeing parts of the game that you didn't understand. And it was beyond things like back before the advent of AI. There were like Joseki trends, but even beyond that, there were a lot of sequences that were being played that you didn't really understand. There were a lot of ideas on the board that you didn't understand. And this game really makes me feel that way. So I'm going to try to not go too much into my own questions and my own reasoning. Sometimes there are going to be times in this game where I'm just going to say, I don't know, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this move is being played, and we're going to move on from it. Then I'm going to try to replay the game. It is more difficult than the last one because it's harder to follow some of the ideas behind the moves. But I think that it's still very doable. And I think this game is going to be very educational once I am told what's going on by another professional player, right? And doing my own AI analysis. So let's jump into this game. So here we have a symmetrical opening, and then this move, which is really cool. I haven't seen this before. I think maybe that's just me not keeping up with more modern pro games. But if this is common now, it's very interesting because I don't see 016 very often. Maybe it's has to do with how it changes the 3-3 invasion, mm, and takes influence. Who knows? We have the low approach, we knights, and then this enclosure I don't see as much anymore. Also, I've seen a lot of far enclosures. This is kind of a throwback, but even then, I think back in the day we would play c5 more often with the d16 stone. But now we complete this move, which completes the Chinese opening setup, right? Um, so this is interesting. Normally, I feel like we would kick first, um, but I think if there's a kick, then there's no way White will respond in this era of Go. Probably play a move on the lower side. So there's no way you get this exchange. This is too. I think this is too hopeful, wishful thinking, right? Um, so there's no way. We just play this move. White can still live in the corner, can still come out, and so white will tenuki. Um, we get this knight's enclosure, and then immediately we play here just to make this probing exchange, and then kick. Now that you have both of these, there's a very low chance, I think, that white will respond directly in this area. I think amateur players, and especially Q players, would be tempted to play Q5 because, oh, I got kicked, I should stand up. Well, your opponent has a 4-1 majority here, and your opponent has invested so many moves in this area that it's probably best to go away. Um, Now, white, I would think, would want to extend along the lower side because you played d5, but for some reason Shinjin still plays here. Maybe taking care of this open skirt and, good relationship here, but playing on this side, I think, at least to me, feels a little bit unusual. I don't see this that often, at least in amateur games. I would see something along the lower side more often. We get J4, which is a reasonable developing move along the lower side. It's looking at playing moves like F3. It communicates very well with these stones. These stones are strong, so you want to be relatively far. White plays here. And this is a nice probe, I think, looking to push white down and take influence toward the center. Maybe looking to help this stone out in future ideas. So I guess that's why Zhao Chunyu played this move, and it's not a move that I would normally think of, but um, I think a lot of times in these Chinese opening setups, there are a lot of reduction and attaching moves that come to this stone, and it becomes kind of a pain. So this is kind of like prophylactic and helping to reinforce this stone, because a lot of times you attach and you shoulder hit this stone, and it becomes a pain as black to sort of understand the best way to play, because you kind of have to pick which way to go, and then white takes whatever's left over, and it's annoying. So naturally, white makes this exchange and then jumps down, right? Because black didn't respond. So black jumps, peeps. I think that this peep is very common if you think that you're never playing k6, which is probably true. You're never going to play k6, and this is probably going to be a productive move for the purposes of attacking these on a large scale. So this makes a lot of sense. Peep, jump, jump, jump. And now we get to the first incredible move of the game, which is Q9. And this is one of those moments where, as an amateur player, you feel like, when you're an amateur Don player, it can be very easy to feel like you're starting to understand the game of Go, right? There's all these concepts, and you've done a lot of study, and you've learned a lot of things, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm starting to understand this game. And then you see a move like Q9 between two top professionals in a very serious tournament game, with lots of prize on the line, right? And you see this move, and you're just like, oh, yeah, no, I don't understand anything at all. I don't get it at all. This is yeah, this is crazy. This is an insane move. I don't understand it at all. I think black will Atari from either side. Um, I don't know the sequences that result from this. I don't know the ideas here. Like, I don't know why black doesn't play like this or this. I don't understand what's going on in the slightest. I don't know why black doesn't play knight's move. Try to give this up. Maybe make ter- like um, potential over here. It's very hard for me to follow. My gut instinct would be something like R8, but this is not what is played. And I don't know why Q10 over Q8. I have no idea. Um, I feel like this is also Q8 is also reasonable because uh, you can take care of a lot of your weaknesses around here, and you can swallow these stones. This area is not that big, but you're also attacking this group. It feels crazy the more I look at it, and I don't understand what's going on. I think this is just one of those moves that you just have to say, like this was played. I want to learn about it, but I don't know what it is doing. It has to be some kind of probe, but after these exchanges, I don't understand what white is accomplishing with these exchanges. Um, then we play this move, making shape makes complete sense, right? Just trying to maintain a connection here. Black playing, a move to try to cut these off is, I think, too small. This area is not very large right now. Black pushes in, and then white makes this exchange and connects or extends here. Now white has a lot of shape. White is close to being alive. Black plays here, and to me, as an amateur player, this, there's a lot of things that feel good about this move. You're preventing the cut, you're working together with this stone. You're making a lot of development, and now this cut is not an issue. So you can think about pushing or playing this attachment. You're kind of doing what they tell you to do, which is like making a fist before you attack, right? But I've peeked at the homework this week, and in the homework we find out that O11 was a mistake. So we're going to learn more about that. I assume in the lecture. It's very interesting because O11 is the kind of move that I think makes a lot of sense to me, and so it being wrong is very interesting. Um, yeah, so Shinjin So plays S6, and now white has a lot of shape here. It's looking harder and harder to kill white, especially as a whole. Uh, I think that the first thing is to separate white, and so black plays this peep and then tables to make a nice shape. And now there is a potential cut here. It's a little bit. It's a little bit premature to play something like this, but some kind of move in this area feels like it's going to be an issue for white in the future. I don't think you can cut immediately, but there maybe it does things like, if a move down here becomes a forcing move to connect, then white or black is doing well because you're enclosing territory while making white play and dominate points, even though you let two groups connect together. Um, but okay, so we have this, and now black plays this move, which is also like one of those things that they tell you not to do, right? White is strong here, and black is not so strong. So like the usual idea is that like if you just do this, then like white just gets this free double hane, and it feels like really annoying for black, right? You kind of have to like hane underneath. There's all this like it does not feel very pleasant to do this kind of thing. There's still a weak point at J17. And spoilers, there will be some problems in that area, and this area is wide open, and there's some problems here, and those problems erupt in the game. So I'm very surprised that we see this move and not something else, right? Like usually we see an extend this way or a jump or something. I don't I don't see this very often. Inviting this hane at the head of two stones, I think, is again one of those things that's really tripping out my intuition. It's really um, something doesn't feel right about these moves. Um, And then like the moves that do feel right, those are apparently wrong. So this is really one of those games that like I feel like I will get a lot out of. It's a mystery. So we play here, and white instead of double honey will just extend. Makes sense to because you played this move, so you're kind of just trying to maintain a relationship, and it's not like black can fix this side in one move. There's a lot of issues here. Also, the corner is getting to be very large if you do this. So black exchanges like this, and then this, and then this. Um, Interesting exchanges. I would like to know more about these. I'm not super sure about what this is. White turns, and then uh, plays here. And this is like the problem, right? This is why they tell you not to do this stuff, right? Is that like you're going to get Hane. Like this is a double Hane shape, right? It's like white got the double Hane in this case. Like white got the double Hane and then connected. And then you have this issue here. This is what they tell you not to do. So I'm very surprised that Zhao Chunyu played this way. I didn't expect to see this in a pro game. I didn't expect to see moves like Q9, but this I didn't expect to see for the opposite reason. So we play L15, and then we knight under, defend the corner, and this is just like a really annoying group because now you have to play here, and you're threatening to cut, and so this is so painful. And now Shin Jin-so just he is just like what is this move? R14. This is just like you're gonna play R14 here. This is one of those moves. Just like it's just like, oh no, this guy is one of the greatest players in the world right now. Like R14 is definitely one of those. Um, I am that dude. This is I am him kind of moves. This is R14 is so cool. Um, yeah, I would not have thought of this. Like, if you gave me like so many like if you gave me 10 tries, I would not have been able to find Q9. And likewise, I think if you gave me 10 tries, I don't think I would have seen R14. This is such an interesting idea. There's still Aji in the corner. This group is still kind of weak, but so is this one. It's kind of crazy. Like if you tried to do sente moves if you tried to fight against this group, then white might just turn around and take the corner, and then suddenly this area being ruined is worth more than this area being taken. Some crazy ideas like this. I think this is just such a insane move. It's beyond me. I don't understand it. Black plays a normal looking move, R16, because this is where all the Aji is, not here. We've already added O11, so there's no issues over here. I would think. So this R14, if you want to attack, you want to defend from this side, makes perfect sense. Now white plays here. This attach, and then Hane, and then extend. My eye is immediately drawn to N17. I don't understand why N17 is not the idea here. Maybe there's a problems at K14 or L14, some kind of cut idea, maybe. But it's kind of crazy that you don't want to threaten this group and threaten to link up here. It's complicated though. I think it's not easy to come up with this kind of stuff. Yeah, it seems difficult to cut because of also the you're not that strong either in this area. So black just plays here to attack the stone. Makes perfect sense. White comes back, and then black plays here. I guess trying to threaten the white stones and make shape. Right now you're threatening Hane Hane. So you play this move. which makes sense. And now white is very, very close to life here. I think it's very difficult for black to kill white. So even if you like and place here, there's a problem because white can play here. This move is really nice because it has h18 as a follow-up. If you play h18 as black or something to take this away, then m18 becomes a move to make life, and it becomes very difficult for black to sort of threaten this group. So k18 is a very nice safe move. Black is prudent to link up both groups, right? So this group might become a liability. This group might become a liability. Very common to get split, and that's a way you can get into an attack that will eventually lose this game. So black tries to link up both groups. It makes a lot of sense. White comes out, and black extends, and now we play here. I think that black, instead of defending this area, wants to get something out of this kind of split here by cutting and attacking this group, and so it doesn't make a lot of sense to block here and let white out here and let the groups connect. But that allows black to come in here, and here black plays this, which leaves all this Aji, and I'm just like very nervous here. I'm very nervous about what's going to happen. It seems very crazy. And then white plays here. This move is a nice move to make sure that it's harder to get forcing moves in Sente on this white group that also secure the corner. So this move is actually quite nice because you're aiming at moves like R18, which also affect the R14 stone, and also preventing black from playing P18, which would be aiming to play M18 in Sente. So if you play P18, then white has to do something like play M18 by themselves, which doesn't feel like a very good exchange. Very valuable exchange for black because it erases a lot of corner Aji. So I think P18 was very important. And now we have this move to cut off the two groups. Yeah, because of these exchanges here, now when you push cut, white or black can protect this cut over here, maybe with a bamboo joint, and then this stone cannot be captured, right? Before there was no stone here, and it would be possible for white to fight or run out in this direction, and that's no longer possible because of all these exchanges that have been made. And so Shin Jin-so plays this exchange, and now this white group is basically alive, and then plays here. I think this white group is alive. I looked at it for a while. I could not see any way to kill this white group. And then this knight's move. So this attachment is really cool because if you just try to diagonal, then white can push and push again, and you can't stop it from linking up. So making this exchange here is really cool because if white tries to do something here, then you have Aji in the corner and a lot of ways to make trouble here. So white is kind of down to play here, but now if I do this, I can prevent these two groups from linking up. Very cool Tetsuji to know about. And then white plays here, and this is a little bit annoying for black, but you get this nice Hane. This is a good timing. If you just connect here, for example, right? Like if you just play something like this, then white peeps and then connects under. So if you connect, then this is a really large Sente that takes the corner, right? If you don't want white to link up. So you play this Hane and this exchange first, and then you can do this, and white cannot link up. So white has to play something like this. Then you play, now this is peeping at this cut. Now instead of blocking the cut directly, you make shape, very instructive. And then white, I think, cannot add a move here because like you can't save these two stones, because if you try to save the two stones, you're going to turn this into potentially a ko or worse. So white plays here with the idea that f5 makes an I, and this is definitely going to be at least one I elsewhere. So you play here to threaten to capture these stones. If white links up here, black the life and death of this group is up in the air because of T4, right? I think it would result in a ko, as far as I understand. And if you try to cut, then black will just connect over here by playing m8. So you can't really save this. You just have to live. But now this peep has been answered, and so black can take sente. And black does that by attaching here, which is cool. And similar to the idea before, in Chinese opening, a lot of times the middle stone gets attached to in various spots, and it becomes annoying to handle. So white plays here, and then black plays p17. I don't understand this. I guess it's limiting the aji in the corner again, but I thought that black would maybe play something. A lot of this aji scares me, so it feels like maybe black should be doing something in this area. This didn't feel like the right direction, but who knows? I think here white plays a bunch of exchanges, and we get to see black's plan. Like, what are you going to do if white hanes? Was my immediate thought, and then I was like, oh, black can play this peep and then double hane, and white just can't quite link up to this stone, and that makes sense. But then white makes these exchanges in the corner, and now there's some trouble brewing. There's some aji here, but it doesn't feel like white has anything solid. So white plays here, and this is the 110th move, which is the end of what the Awesome Baduk team wants me to memorize, but we want to continue and look at the rest of the game, because in the last game we hit a stopping point, and it felt like a very reasonable stopping point. And here, it does feel like Shin Jin-so has sort of declared victory with H18, because it feels like now black doesn't have very good profitable forcing moves on the white group, but it also doesn't feel like the game is over. So it's kind of strange that this is the stopping point this time. I don't feel like the game is over, so it's kind of difficult to follow. Now here we get this jump wedge. This is a really cool move, and it's maybe one that I will think about more often. Is that now if I cut this Atari, these are the important splitting stones that are going to get away. This stone is maybe not so important, and so this is a cool idea that I've never seen before, is the C7. And it doesn't allow for white to connect back, and it actually makes this cut not so profitable. It's a really cool move. We get to prevent white from linking up, which allows for all these forcing moves, and then we play this move to try to reduce potential. Very, very interesting exchanges over here. We get this. This is not real, but white can turn this into a lot of co-threats in the future. And then here, crazy to me that you ignore this. This seems like a very severe cut to ignore. This doesn't seem as good, and so these might be time suji just to get some time here. But yeah, this peep, now this is a combination, right? I felt like this was kind of crazy that black allowed this to happen. This didn't feel like it was supposed to happen. And then black plays here, and then white cuts. And in exchange for these stones, like this, black gets to play this in sente, but white gets all this territory. It's a lot. I don't understand why the stopping point was before this, because this felt like it affected the result of the game, but maybe AI says it doesn't. Maybe the win rate was already is heavily in white's favor. Who knows? Yeah, and then this happens to block white, and then you make this exchange because I believe it's double sente, um, and then you come up. Yeah, this move is double sente because of it peeps at the J5 cut. So I understand that the timing is very good here. And then you come up. Um, you have to play this move. Oh yeah, this exchange happens, and now you have to be careful. I like this C18 move. I didn't realize what it was doing. So if you just do something like this, then here you have D19 as a sente, right? If you block E19, then you just live in the corner. You cannot play B18 if you just come on the yeah. This is just going to live. It's this is I didn't realize that C18 was threatening that. So that's cool. I should know my life and death a little bit better in the corner. So white plays here, and then you uh, clamp, and then play here, and then I think there's some cut aji here because I would be thinking, oh yeah, I have to play this move, but now it feels a little bit difficult for um, for white here. I think that there's a lot to handle in this area. Even if you go this way, I feel like um, you're favored in the capturing race, uh, but maybe not even. Yeah, actually, it feels like maybe white is not ahead in the capturing race, and I don't even think that black necessarily needs to win the capturing race if they can break into this area. So it makes a lot of sense that white plays here, and then black extends, and then white blocks this area off. It's a pretty big move, I think. So that makes sense. Um, Black getting something out of this after this awful stuff happened. We get this peep, and then here taking this so that you make this exchange so that you can get P2, and this group just never has to worry about life and death. But this group does. So you play here, and then this here, and now you just have to make life now. So here, here, here. Yeah. So now you're just very cleanly alive. You don't have to worry. There's nothing. There's nothing here. Space is too large. Um, so now Shin Jinso has successfully lived with this group and this group. Killed this. Has a nice side, and now it's starting to feel like, okay, actually, um, this is too much. Black doesn't have enough here. It feels like so. Uh, but the game is there's still one thing to look at, which is after this, um, Shinjinso makes a few exchanges, and here um, it looks like normal endgame stuff, but there's a hidden uh, cool idea here. After these moves, we get this, which is like peeping here, I guess. Not really a very strong peep. It might not even be worth a ton, but it doesn't even look like it works because, black can just do this and you can't really connect back, right? Black is strong on both sides. So if you do this, you have to be confident that you can't get cut. And Zhao Chenyu cuts here, and then this happens, which is kind of really really cool, I think. Um, because of this move, you can now go for this, and of course you take the corner, and then you make this, which looks like oh, this is a ko, but black says no no no, I don't need to, I don't I don't think this is a ko. I can extend here, and then I can kill this group, right? Um, After this exchange, and then white connects and black blocks. Now, um, because of these exchanges, there's a problem with this group, right? Because of um, this push and then cut, and now uh, it's threatening to cut here because this Atari also uh, hits these 4 stones. This is a very big endgame kind of issue. Um, so here we do this. Uh, it's interesting that black isn't even playing the ko just to extinguish some ko threats. Um, I thought that would be what would happen, but no ko threats are used, and then um, we get this move just to say that, oh, I'm still alive, and now we capture, and now I just black's like, oh, I can just kill this group, and this group is alive because um, this O17 is basically Sente, right? Because if you ruin the eye, if you say, um, if you try to do something like this, then here, and then if you ruin this, then you can go like here and this, right? And this is at the very least a ko, but it's a ko that if you win, you're going to kill a lot of stones. So it's a very heavy ko for white. Um, Not really something that white can get into. So you now Shinjinso stops that idea. So now um, it's a capturing, or white or black owes a move over here. But the problem is if black uh, plays a move like this, then suddenly this Aji kind of springs to life, because this also connects this group. This Aji springs to life, and it becomes a big problem, right? Um, if you sort of like do this, suddenly this is a problem, and now this would be disaster. So you have to connect here, and then white gets this move, and this is a liberty extending Tetsuji, and then you play here, and then it this is it. This is where the game ends. That's a crazy game. Um, Turning this dead area into a seki. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of questions I have. I think there's a lot of things that I don't understand about this game, but I think I will watch the lecture, and I will come back with my own understanding. But before that, we should try to replay the game from memory, because uh, we did our best to remember the game, so we're going to try to do that. This is good for visualization purposes. So you go start point here, symmetrical opening, and then we played this enclosure, or this one space extension, which is cool. Knight approach, knight, and then knight. Then we played the Chinese pincer. White played here, and now we made this exchange first and then played here. There's no way white wants to play locally, so they play this. We made an extension that was 4 spaces away, because we're looking at f3 for potential follow-up moves. And then white plays here. Now, because we've played the Chinese shape a lot, we know that there are a lot of attachments R9 that can be annoying. So instead of responding directly to this and letting white get all these annoying attachments and sprinkle stones in our area, we decide to reinforce ourselves. Now, white plays this S4 exchange and then jumps down. We jump up, peep here, connect, jump, and jump again. So now we have made these exchanges, and white plays the first incomprehensible move of this game, which is Q9, this crazy idea. So we Atari and connect. White makes this shape, and then black plays here. White makes this exchange and then extends. Then black plays here, which makes sense to me, but it is apparently a mistake. White plays a calm tiger's mouth to make shape here in this corner. Black also makes shape by peeping and making a table and going here. Mm, and now black tenukis by playing this descent, which I think is crazy. White plays here and then extends, which looks very normal to me. And then black plays these exchanges in the corner and descends. This lets white go here as though white was double haneing anyways, and then jumps in. Then black caps, knights, protects the corner, jumps here to peep, defends the cut, and then plays the second absolutely incomprehensible move, R14. What an incredible move. I think it's so cool. I would never play this move. It's something that I really have to learn from this game, is this kind of idea. We play here, attach, hane, extend, block here, even though I like N17. Then white blocks here, black threatens this, and then we have this nice tiger's mouth threatening, or leaving behind H18 and M18 as follow-ups. Really nice shape. Now, black connects the two groups so that they don't get split. White plays here and then here. Black does not allow for them to be connected. White plays here. Black blocks. White plays here, and black very calmly fixes, even though there's Aji here. Now there's this double point here, this P18, because if black plays it, then there's stuff here. So it's now time to play here to threaten the corner, but also to not let black have this forcing move here. And then black, because of all these exchanges, now you can cut and separate these two groups. So first, white wants to deal with this cut or this group in Sente, and now this group is basically very hard to kill. I can't see any way of killing or making ko here, and then white slides here. Black has a very cool attachment, and then this, and then white plays here, here, here. Now black doesn't want to just defend and leave d2 as a big move, so we make this exchange first, and then tiger's mouth here, connect, and then here. Black doesn't want to just respond to this peep in a passive way, so instead black makes shape by going like this. White can't defend this directly, because if you try to hold on to these two stones, you might lose the whole group. So instead, black threatens to capture these stones, and white instead just decides to make life. So at this point, we've kind of settled both groups, and then black plays here as an asking move to see where white is going to play. White plays here, and then black plays P17 to deal with this clamp Aji in this top corner. And then in that case, white plays here, and then black gets to show that this was their plan. Oh, sorry, I'll cut that. This was their plan, and then now white plays this move, and this is where we are memorizing up to, which is move 106. I'm going to double check that it was move 106 that we were supposed to memorize up to. Or sorry, no. We were supposed to go to 110. This is not how this goes. I think I messed up at the very end. Let's see. What am I missing here? Oh, we clamp anyways, right? We leave these moves behind, and then we play here, and this is where the game ends. So yes, this is the game. I have a lot of questions, but I don't feel like I think this is one of those times where I'm just going to shut up and listen and watch the review video and come back uh, with the results of that video and my homework for the week. Thanks for listening.